Hi, good morning. My brief that I was asked to talk about today was how to create and deliver a presentation. So first of all, let's think about what point a presentation should be. Just before we start, I'm going to say that this is going to be relevant for you if you are going to run a business, work in a business, whether you're going to use it in relationships, or whether you're using it to buy a house, buy a property. This is storytelling at its best. So coming back to purpose, a presentation. What is the purpose of a presentation? Why are you doing it? Why do people spend so much time and effort and money in preparing for a presentation? A lot of people get mixed up about the word presentation. I always differentiate between pitches and presentations. So a presentation in my world is a transfer of knowledge. It's between people who know each other. It's an educational thing. So you might in a business be asked to go and do some research on A, B, and C by your director or your boss or your manager, and you go and do the work, and then you come back and you present the knowledge. This is where PowerPoints are useful, although I'm not a great fan of PowerPoints because most of them are done badly, but it's a transfer of knowledge as a presentation. A pitch is an entirely different thing. A pitch is where you're trying to get somebody to do something. You're trying to change behavior. You're trying to create an atmosphere, and you're trying to trigger change. This is where most big speeches are. Most speeches are not presentations. Most speeches are pitches. And guess what? We all make speeches. We've all given speeches. When do you think was your first speech, the first speech that you gave? Weirdly, it was before you actually could speak a language. Your first speech was, "Feed me." You just popped out of your mother and you made a big noise without even knowing a language, and your first noise was, "Feed me." In other words, a verb. The other big speeches that you will give in your life, or the big pitches, are hire me, marry me, don't fire me, promote me, make me a board member, or within a business, buy from me, buy more from me, buy again from me. So there's a big difference between a presentation, which is merely a transfer of knowledge, and a pitch, which is noises coming out of your mouth that are trying to trigger actions on the behalf of the audience. And there's three basic ingredients to what a good pitch should have. The first thing is it's not about you. If you have a business that says, "I do global transportation," well, I don't need global transportation. I'm wanting to get something taken from London to Birmingham. So you're talking about your global transportation abilities doesn't mean anything to me. It's not about you. It's all about them and what you're trying to get them to do something. You're trying to get them to behave differently. You're trying to get them to do something. So you've got to think about things from their point of view. What do they want? Does a local cafe, does that want to talk to you about we sell croissants and deliver them to London? Well, no. If I'm in Bexhill, where I live, I'm more focused on, is it a fresh croissant? Do you bake it yourself? Are your ingredients good? Is it good for my health? Does it taste good? So the first thing is, make sure it's not about you. You're not talking about your business. You're talking about the needs of your customer or your clients and what you can help them with. And then you do things in threes. You talk about let's go back to the bakery. It's tasty, it's healthy, and it's convenient. You talk in threes. You talk in the language that they use. So if you are, and this is not just a German, French, English thing. You talk in the types of words that they use, which means getting rid of jargon. Big words, bad. Small words, good. I'm a big fan of Hemingway, and he was criticized by some journalist critics who are now forgotten while he is now famous, and they said Hemingway has never sent anybody running for a dictionary. And Hemingway responded with a great line. He said, "You don't need big words for big ideas." And if you go back to what I said originally about trying to get people to do things, marry me, love me, hire me, free me, liberate me, promote me, all of these are small words. You don't need big words for big ideas. What you do need is the big idea. Okay? So you need the right language, you need threes, talk in threes, always in threes, and you also need stories. If you just say, my product or service has characteristic 1, characteristic 2, characteristic 3, that's very forgettable. Stories are how we are hardwired. It's how knowledge was passed historically when we were sat around a campfire 2,000 years ago. Stories are built into our psyche. And the thing that's great about the stories are that they're memorable, which means that you tell somebody a story well, they can retell it without that story being corrupted. So the retellability is important. So that you will tell your friends and they will tell their friends and the story stays the same, because nobody's going to just recite your list of characteristics. It's memorable, it's retellable, and it touches our soul somehow. It touches our psyche, it touches our spirit. And the thing about buying is people always justify what they buy logically. I bought this because it was hard, it was hard wearing, it was good value for money, it was durable, it was environmentally friendly. But actually we all buy things because of how they make us feel. So we buy emotionally, no matter how much we try and pretend that we've bought sensibly, logically, and all the rest. So stories help appeal to the emotion and the deep hard wiring that is within us all.